Joining us now from Los Angeles is legendary singer, actor, and writer Pat Boone. He is also the spokesman for the 60 Plus Association and was honored earlier this year at the Conservative Political Action Conference with its Lifetime Achievement Award. And Mr. Boone, it is so great to have you again here on Newsmax TV.
Great to be with you, Kathleen.
The legislative director of the American Federation of State, County, and Municipal Employees has stated that the traditionally Democratic senior vote moved toward Republicans in the last election. Now, with President Obama's stimulus package a failure and seniors facing an even tougher retirement, do you think that the senior vote will swing even further toward the GOP?
I certainly do, and I'm doing everything I can, along with 60 Plus, to influence that, because seniors are no dummies. I say we because I am one now. I came out of the closet so many years ago and am a senior. And we've been around long enough to be able to count. We can add 2 and 2, and we've got common sense. We know no rational person can think that you can decrease debt by adding trillions of dollars to it. It makes no sense whatsoever. And we want to make sure that all seniors realize that Paul Ryan's plan will not take anything away from seniors that we've paid for over all these years. We'll get every last benefit. However, President Obama said he would take $500 billion out of Medicare over the next 10 years. Now, he says he can find that much in waste and fraud. We think that's going to mean a lot less care for fewer people right now, while there are millions more coming on board. And of course, some of those millions may have to do with less than current seniors will get in benefits, but every senior today, if they keep the Republicans and listen to us, they will have every last benefit they've paid for. Don't let Mr. Obama tell you different.
Do you think President Obama has failed seniors?
I don't think President Obama has really taken seniors much into account. First of all, his own parents and grandparents, all but maybe one, are gone. But still, he has an agenda, a political agenda, and he is only interested in gaining absolute power over government. He wants it to be a one-party nation. He wants to get Democrats, unions, special interests so entrenched, and he's buying their votes, that no other party will have a chance. They're even saying we cannot lose because we've got the unions, we've got Hispanics, we've got African Americans in our pocket, so nobody can beat us. That's what they're looking for, and if seniors get hurt along the way, then so be it. They're appointing, by his own announcement and pronouncement, a board, IPAB it's called, and it's be 15 unelected and virtually unaccountable men who will decide what kind of benefits seniors can get. Now, we're not stupid. We don't want other people telling us what kind of treatment we can have, especially when we've already paid for what we need.
Now, President Obama is putting entitlements on the table as part of debt reduction talks. How do seniors feel about this? And do you think that it adds to that pro-GOP sentiment amongst seniors?
Well, again, as I say, seniors have been around and we've had to pay bills, and we've earned money and we've saved, and we've had losses and discouragement along the way. And no president, no administration can convince us that when we have $14 trillion in unpayable debt now, that adding $1.5 trillion each year in what he calls, that's the president, discretionary spending. He won't spend any more than $1.5 trillion. He wanted that approved to spend on whatever he chooses. That adding $1.5 trillion to the $14 trillion that we're already in debt for will somehow help us pay off the debt. It is not only nonsensical, it is preposterous. And seniors can tell that this kind of policy is going to bankrupt the nation.
Do you think that the seniors can have a big enough difference, a big enough impact, that they could actually swing the election for the Republican Party in 2012?
I think if seniors all get exercised, we do have enough votes to make the difference. This president, I think, won by about 2 or 3% of the vote. They called it a landslide, but it was not. And you change the votes, some Democrat, independents, and seniors, we can affect more than a 2 or 3% change. and we can get the government back in the hands of people with some kind of common sense, particularly economic common sense.
Now, if you were running for president, what would you tell senior voters?
Well, I would tell seniors what I tell myself. Let's do what's right for the country. We seniors have been through several times when we were called on to sacrifice, and we can do it. We can cut down on what we're spending if we have to. We can take a vacation around home instead of in Bermuda, whatever we thought we were going to do. If it's good for the country, we'll help our neighbors, we'll help the more elderly, we'll help the infirm, we'll help the hungry. But we can only spend what we have. And we cannot say we have more by simply printing more paper with nothing to back it, just more pieces of paper. We've got common sense. We've got to regain control and elect people that will control the government in a good common sense way.
Now, the president is threatening to hold seniors' Social Security checks hostage. What is your reaction to that? Jim
Martin of 60 Plus addressed that. He says, you know, this government is taking in $200 billion a month right now in revenue. If we can't take care of our Social Security and other needs and commitments with $200 billion a month, then that tells us what the problem is. We are spending twice, 3 times what we should be spending. Yes, we can take care of Social Security, but we've got to take common sense, economical methods to do it.
Mr. Boone, you and I last talked in February when you were in Washington to receive CPAC's Lifetime Achievement Award, a fantastic honor. At that time, you told me that you liked Donald Trump, Mitt Romney, and Mike Huckabee for president. Now, the GOP field has since grown much larger, and Donald Trump, we know, isn't running. Mike Huckabee isn't running. Who are you planning to endorse at this point?
I don't know about endorsement yet, because there's, the whole nominating process to go through. We need to hear more from each candidate about what he or she will propose. But right now, I still like Mitt Romney because of his business experience and his administrative experience. But I also am glad to know that the governor of Texas is entering the fray, Rick Perry, who has Texas, this big, huge state, on a wonderful economic level. He had 38% of the Hispanic vote in his last election. And he makes great sense to me. I'll tell you who else I like. Michelle Bachmann, and I like Herman Cain. And if I had to choose right now, I think I would endorse Rick Perry with either Michelle Bachmann or Herman Cain as a VP.
Now, you've sung many songs in your lifetime. Is there any tune you liken in particular to the Obama presidency and the state of affairs today?
Well, yes. One it was a million seller, a big million seller for me. And Fats Domino wrote it. It was a million seller for him, and I think it's very appropriate. You made us cry when you told those lies. Ain't that a shame? I think Ain't That a Shame fits the bill.
All right. Pat Boone, thanks so much for being here. It is always an honor to have you on Newsmax TV.
Thank you, Kathleen.